Reanimator Fiend, eh? Sure. Yeah, this is a very this hand is very much like, all right, we're gonna play some nice, honest, straightforward Magic. And it's like turn 3, turn 4 combo. Storm or control? I guess we'll know soon enough. I'm gonna go ahead and shock the Steam Vents most likely, either way. Because I want access to the maximum number of dwarves just in case. Opponent, I'm playing a good, honest control deck over here, so just go ahead and tap down for whatever you want. Hell, play Narset, I don't care. Alright, looks like a breach. So we're gonna have to slow roll a little bit. Oh, or not. Mana leak this, nerd. Remand. Oh. Alright. Yeah. Now, it actually may not be the correct way to play this. At all. Because the threat of breach is coming and I'm now at 15. But, you know. Force him into a combo next turn? Yeah, I guess so. Problem is they're really well set up for that, so, like, I don't know how much, like, forcing them is, like, a relevant play. I think we're just dead, honestly. I mean, it's definitely possible that they just don't have the combo, but playing a 5-mana spell into all their open mana is not the way to win this game. If I present a bunch of open mana to them and they suspect that I do have interaction, they'll probably go pass the turn a couple times until they can go end of turn through the breach. Might give me the opening to do something. I need to find a Remand or something. Cryptic, huh? Interesting. Or maybe Archmage's Charm with Opt. Or Spell Pierce or Spell Snare floating. Because their colors are a little awkward. Cryptic. Bounce. Draw. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not my favorite, but... Beep, 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 beep. we're looking for Teferis and Remands.
My dad is very sick. What's gonna happen if he dies?
Well, if he's been good, he'll go to heaven. In heaven, you get to do whatever you like best all the time.
Cloud goes up. Cloud goes down. Cloud goes up. Cloud goes down. Cloud goes down. Cloud goes down. Cloud goes down. Bed goes up. Bed goes down. Bed goes up. Bed goes down. Bed goes up. Bed goes down. Bed goes up.
Alright, here's where we try to exploit their lack of knowledge of my deck. If they counter this with something like Cryptic, then we get to go land, Time Warp, Indomitable, win the game, hopefully. So I'm hoping to see Archmage's Charm or something similar out of them here. I would imagine that they would imagine that there's no way they can lose the game from this position sort of on the spot. So I would not be surprised to see them play a multi-mana counterspell here, like Archmage's Charm or Cryptic Command. Multi-mana, I mean, and like more than 2. CMC 3 or greater counter.
You put the beer in the coconut. You put the beer in the coconut and drink it all up.
Yeah, we're looking for them to be we want them to want to be mana efficient.
You put the beer in the coconut and go to cards. You put a beer in the coconut. You put the beer in the coconut and drink it all up. You put the beer in the coconut. You put the beer in the coconut.
So how many 2-mana counters do we think they play? 4 or 5? Yeah, mana value. Yeah, you're right. 6-ish. They've gone through 2 in a quarter of their deck, so if they have another one, it would be above average. But I think, yeah, I think not jamming a Time Warp here is a mistake. I think I'm 100% supposed to jam one of these Time Warps here, and if we die, we die. But if it resolves, we basically win. So I'm going for it. We don't have interaction for their next turn. So if I don't do something, then very likely I lose. Yeah, there's only so many times we can bluff exactly. Well, that's enormous. Play Teferi, play Creativity, hit one of the 6 remaining Time Warp effects, and win. Yeah, and if they counter, we go for it. What is this? Double removal? Oh, they had to flip the 2. Got it. He's funny. Seattle. Seattle. Alright. 7 shots at 6 cards in the deck. It's like 60-something% chance. Got him. I mean, it's not over. It's looking good. If I can shuffle before the next turn, I'd like to, because I just put a Time Warp on the bottom. Nope. Okay. Come on, deck. Come on. No. Come on. You can do it. Come on. So if I find a land and a remand, yeah, we want to draw and create a treasure here. Okay. Oh, we have it. Cool. Okay, this is huge. So discard Wrenn and Six and the extra creativity. Maybe discarding the creativity will end up being a mistake. I did not think about it long enough, but that's probably fine. I'm going to hazard a guess that they're not going to have enough to deal with everything they need to deal with here. We're looking pretty good. The breach is the thing I'm most worried about, and if they just have it, we just have the remand, and they're done. Yeah, looks good. I honestly think the opponent's deck is favored in this matchup, but since we have game 1 Teferis that can come out of nowhere, basically, like that, they need a fairly specific draw to beat us. They scooped little bit, just the tiniest shade aggressive on the scoop, but I don't blame them. So game 2 gets a lot better for us, like a lot better. I don't think I want Aether Gust. No, I do not want Aether Gust. No Aether Gust. We can go out on the growth spiral, and then we end up getting vegetables. This is the usual waffle. Played around counterspells really well. I mean, I think I pushed where I was supposed to push, and I didn't push where I wasn't supposed to push. If that makes any sense. These matchups really make me think of Standard, around Guilds of Ravnica, Ravnica Allegiance, those kind of eras where you would play Control v Control or Control v Midrange, and it's like, especially Control versus Control is a lot about like hitting your land drops and then mana efficient plays that force action out of your opponent. Like Wrenn and Six is so good in this matchup too. Like Wrenn and Six was a huge deal there, right? Because they Cryptic Command bounced it, they remanned it. Like they were playing against this Wrenn and Six multiple times when it really wasn't. It had almost nothing to do with how they lost. I almost want to have the Emrakul here. I don't think that I do. I also kind of think that I want the growth spirals over the lightning bolts.
Well, you knew I had a temper when you married me.
I think that I do. They just play like no targets for lightning bolt. Emrakul can block Emrakul. I mean, for half a second the thought went into my head like, oh, you know what would be really great? Timely with Teferi, because then they breach, but then they go to attack you, and you're like, bam, 3 extra permanents, and I gain 6 life, nerd. And it's like, wait, what am I doing? Like, no. Yeah, I'm not keeping that. Am I? How bad is this? I mean, my colors are really good in this hand. We're set up to draw Rend. Okay, we're gonna keep this. I don't think it's great, but we're playing 24. Yeah, I both like and hate this hand. It's kind of got everything except the good parts. Like, if there's a Wrenn and Six anywhere in this hand, it would be insanely perfect. One of the things though is on the draw, mulling to an early Wrenn and Six is less appealing against this deck. So on the play, mulling to Wrenn and Six is like just disgustingly huge. 17. It would be incredibly unlikely for us to ever survive a breach and be able to win the game after the fact, so I'm not realistically going to play any of my hands in such a way that I am interested in like staying above 15. So it's like, oh well, if they Emrakul me, I could survive and then rebuild and kill them. It's like, realistically, that's just not going to happen. I'm going to remand this because they can't breach me this turn, and I just want to get ripping through my deck a little bit. And by ripping through my deck, I mean finding my next land drop. Okay. We've got another remand, so at worst we've got time. Really would have liked to hit a land there, though.
Dinner with Fred, dinner alone, watching TV alone. All right.
Yeah, I can't play anything here.
Dinner
I
with
can
Fred,
end of turn
dinner
Prismari
alone,
Command, and that's
watching
good
TV
enough.
alone. All right.
So, oh yeah, this is the Arcane this time.
Dinner with
This
Fred,
time I'm letting it go,
watching TV
just because now they can untap and breach.
I don't deserve this kind of shit.
Yeah, switch this Saver, which doesn't hurt at all. No jam. Opponent's on the all jelly plan, all jelly diet. Makes sense. Right. Do you have anything to say about this thing? They do. Remand. Future. I never remanded any of your oh, right. All that You know, Teferi, you were terrific last game. You really were. But, how do I say this? You're not helpful. Grimace. I mean, like, what am I gonna do? I gotta let him draw. I want to keep the growth spiral, but I just can't cast it. The Teferis are just better. Like, obviously, 3 Teferis is not desirable, but like. Yeah, this is the exact opposite of what you want to be doing in this matchup. Missing land drops, discarding the hand size, like that's just... They're on 8 cards in hand, but I'm going to play the Prismari Command anyway. They will likely play something against it. Just because they're going to be discarding anyway, so I would hazard a guess they'll snap off a Mana Link here, if they have it. If it's a remand, it's kind of hilarious. Like, they remand it, they draw a card, and then they just have to discard anyway. Alright, and land. Land. There's just no point. If I can possibly stay alive in this game, we possibly stay alive in this game. This is game 2. We won game 1. We got lucky and we spiked game 1. Archmage's Charm makes these matchups a complete nightmare. Oh yeah? Yeah, is that, alright, sure. This should be end of turn breach, by the way. I can't imagine that it isn't. Yeah. That just doesn't matter. Yeah. We have no... We have no out. My mistake in that game was not drawing better. So, let's not do that again.
Don't you eat this pie?
No, MTGO is fine. I just clicked on it too quickly after I hit concede.
Clang, clang, clang with the trolley. Ring, ring, ring.
Thanks for the follow there.
Zing, zing, zing with my heartstrings.
Hey, it's Anthony. Hey! 847 followers, folks. 3 more till 850. Which is basically meaningless, but, you know, I get to pretend. So that's kind of fun.
Right, Ty? I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a milestone, that's for sure.
And if you get eaten, it's your own fault.
Yeah, another hand you both like and hate, yeah. I am really tempted to mulligan this, but it's just so easy for this to be insanely good. I don't know. The Velomachus basically makes it kind of a mulligan already. So I feel like I'm supposed to ship this and just go for something with a little more land, a little more stability. Yeah, I think so too. It's not that one. I mean, this is the most proactive hand ever. 0 lands. I mean, there's just no air. Shipping the island there, minimum mistake. I mean, we get our colors set up nicely, so hopefully that matters. Bet shock, mystical dispute. Yeah, I guess this could work exactly. I could just top deck the Wrenn and Six here, and then hopefully they don't have Force of Negation, because then we'll be dead.
Ahoy there, minnows.
Ahoy, have you seen this man?
Pete,
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't divulge information about that customer's secret illegal account. Oh, crap. I shouldn't have said he was a customer. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I shouldn't have said it was a secret. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I shouldn't have said it was a customer. Oh, crap. I certainly shouldn't have said it was illegal. Oh, crap. It's too hot today.
Probably gonna cycle this Veil pretty aggressively if I can.
No, we're looking for this man.
Pete, you got some customers.
Alright. Archmage's turn. Do it. Prismari Command? So this actually puts them down a card in hand. I think because of the nature of what my hand is, even though this is giving them a treasure, which would kind of be a pain in the ass, I'm just going to let this resolve. It's not putting them up cards. It is putting them up selection, but I'm not really worried about Breach right now. I'm sure I eventually will be, but I have very limited resources to work with right now. I mean, obviously the 3 cards is great, but... Yeah, maybe they just jam. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. They might EOT. Might go for it on my end of turn.
When I say hello, Mr. Thompson.
Alright, well, we got a dwarf going.
Hi. Hello, Mr. Thompson. Hello, Mr. Thompson.
No, I had nothing? That's strange. That's very strange. They must be light on counter magic with just like Archmage's Charm and then maybe a Mana Leak or a Remand.
Remember now, your name is Homer Thompson.
Yeah.
Oh, now when I say hello, Mr.
So we're looking forward to
Thompson,
Teferi,
and
Wrenn and Six
press
off the
down
top.
on your foot.
Any of our
You
cheaper
smile
threats
and nod.
that create a situation where my opponent wants to interact.
No problem. Hello, Mr. Thompson.
I mean, that's not exactly what I was looking for, but alright.
Hello, Mr. Thompson.
I said cheaper threats! Cheaper!
Mr. Thompson.
Why, you dirty dragon?
Your name is Homer Thompson again. Hello, Mr. Thompson. Hello, Mr.
How dare you show up here now?
I think he's talking to you.
Yeah, I agree. Well, no, I can remand the Breach.
Hello, Mr. Thompson.
Is this cryptic?
Remember now, your name is
Oh, hell no.
Thompson again. Hello, Mr.
Wait, what?
Thompson.
They're gonna bounce the dwarf token? I think I want to just dispute this. Oh, wait. I have Veil. That's what we do here. 100%. Yeah, this just fizzles that, and I get to draw a card. 4 mana Cryptic Command. How about 1 mana Cryptic Command, opponent? How do you feel about that? Is this acceptable to you? We got a 2-for-1. We're back in the saddle. Plus, I got this dwarf beating down. Dude, this game is basically over. I mean, how can they beat that? It's a dwarf. Look at him. All right, who wants some? Oh, I'm gonna get you. You and your Emrakul and your little dog too. To be commit. Blue collar working dwarf, man. Okay, so if I remand this and then they play it again, we have to dispute since it's our end of turn. We don't have to. As a matter of fact, I think the very opposite is true. If I remand, then I have 5 mana left, which means if they just cast it again, I have Mystical Dispute and I can pay for their Mystical Dispute. No, I can't. Almost. Shit. Maybe you're right. Either way, actually, I can't do enough. But if I remand, I might draw something else useful. Also, the chance of them having Mystical Dispute in hand is not overly high. Because they let my Veil... Oh, no, they couldn't... Okay. So actually, no, them having Mystical Dispute is super, super likely. Well, it's not likely, but it's very possible. They have to dispute since it's our end of turn. I don't think we have to, but I think we can. They also play Force. True. Wait, then isn't Remand better? Because if I Remand it and they force the Remand, I dispute the Breach. If I dispute through the Breach and then they force, all I have is Remand. I can't Remand through that play. Remand the Breach. Yeah, but if they recast it on their turn, we have Dispute and they can't force on their turn. Yeah. I get it. I know what I'm doing here. Yeah. Alright. So if they have Mystical Dispute or... I don't like them passing. I don't like that at all. I can go Creativity X2 with Mystical Dispute up, and I think I'm going to. Yeah. This is what we do here. They counter it. I don't lose any dwarves. Plus, I have the Mystical Dispute up. Okay. Now or never. Oh yeah. So if they had another land, they can have Breach plus Mana Leak or Remand, but there's just literally nothing I can do about that. So, here we are. I know they have Breach in hand, so I can't counter that. So they should be in a spot here where they can't lose. Unless they missed a land and they don't have a Mystical Dispute. Yeah. The beginning of the next end of turn. It's a trigger. I mean, I don't remember exactly how it's worded, but the point is, if you breach at the end of your opponent's turn, the creature stays in for your turn. If you breach during an end step, the creature will stay in play during the next turn until the next end step. So once you are in an end step, the creature will not trigger.
There's 3 ways to do things.
Yeah, if X equals 1, they could steal the dwarf. Even if X equals 2, they could do that. Yeah. Even if X equals 2, they could steal one of the dwarves and do that.
Isn't that the wrong way?
Yeah.
They kill a dwarf and then they go discard? This is very strange.
Nobody snuggles with max power. Grab yourself in and field it.
Alright. I'm gonna make the play that it seems like they were trying to stop me from having here. What's our record and why is it undefeated? Because I'm just so damn good.
Wow, look at this place. The house number is spelled out with letters.
Get used to it, honey. From now on, we'll be spelling everything with letters.
This is Archmage's Charm, we're gonna counter it. Oh, they're just countering?
Yeah, but faster.
Okay, I can beat Remand and I can beat Mana Leak.
Isn't that the wrong way?
Yeah, but faster. Grab yourself in and field it, cheese. Nobody snuggles with max power. Grab yourself in and field it, cheese. Nobody snuggles with max power. Grab yourself in and field it, cheese. Nobody snuggles with max power.
I don't think they have, no. I think they missed it. Shit, we lose. Wait, what did they? Oh, it doesn't matter. God damn it. Yeah, we just lose. It's okay, there was no out. Good to know. Yeah, we just needed another Veil or another Mystical Dispute or another Remand. We didn't have it. So, it's all good. Nothing to be said about, folks. I mean, it's possible they don't pull the trigger here, but, you know, whatever. I don't imagine we win that way. No. Gotta make sure they have the Emrakul. Just tap my mana, maybe put a little spook in them. Yeah. I mean, I think we played that about as well as we could have. Again, I think their deck is advantaged. Oh, it's all good, friends. Don't be sad. We're still 3-1. That's a great record. We're doing great. We beat Blue-Red Prowess twice, and we just lost to a good one. Like, no problem. And we lost to someone who's 4-0. We've got a great tiebreaker. Don't even, just don't even worry about it. Now all the pressure's off. No more